Clash! I had to do it. I'm Chris Wolvie, the wrestling blogger who always tells it like it is. Back before the latest brand split, I had reservations about a pay-per-view called Clash of Champions or Night of Champions because, well, there weren't that many championships. Back at the first Night of Champions, they had 9 titles to fight for. The last one before the brand split had only 5. And 3 other relatively useless matches were thrown in. Thankfully, now that the pantheon of titles are up to 11, and 10 of them will be on the line tonight, officially. And, you know, maybe R-Truth will match Ric Flair's with 16 titles when he loses and wins the 24/7 title. Who knows? Pardon. What I know is that for Seth Rollins, it's 2015 all over again, holding 2 titles and having to defend them both in one night. With any luck, it won't be back-to-back this time, and it won't lead to a career-ending injury from Braun Strowman. Plus, both secondary and both women's titles are on the line. WWE, Cruiserweight, SmackDown Tag, Women's Tag titles, yada, yada, yada. Let's belt this out. Here are my official, unofficial, official predictions for Clash of Champions 2019. Let's start with the only non-title match on the card. Roman Reigns versus Eric Rowan in a no disqualification match. Now, I'm sure Daniel Bryan was put through that table to give him some time with his wife and kid, but, come on. You think that Rowan was really a lone gunman here? Don't you think it's possible that Daniel could show up and help Rowan beat the holy hell out of Reigns? Well, pardon me if I think so, okay? This is why I haven't removed Bryan and Rowan from my tag ranks. Well, that and I'd be forced to just list the top team on SmackDown if I did. I'm sorry, Roman, but I'm picking Eric Rowan. Cruiserweight title triple threat match. Drew Gulak defends against Humberto Carrillo and Lince Dorado. Now, I don't really keep track of 205 Live that much, but it seems like Dorado is being led away from the Lucha House Party, and I, for one, am happy for that. But though Lince has been climbing the Cruiserweight ladder, I still don't know if he's title material just yet. Humberto has been impressive as well, but I'm not 100% sure who will win this. But I know it ain't going to be Dorado. I'm going to stick with Gulak, though. He needs to hold that belt a bit longer to satisfy the purple belt holding requirements. Winner is Drew Gulak, though I wouldn't be surprised if Humberto Carrillo wins either. Women's Tag Team Championship. Bliss Cross versus Fire and Desire. Way to waste Asuka and Kairi Sane, WWE. The problem I have is that technically Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross are still heels. I mean, people seem to like Cross, but I don't see Bliss hamming it up for the crowd. As for Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville, of course they're heels. Always have been. Ever since Paige introed them as Absolution 2 years ago. And while Rose has been making a bit of a name for herself in the last year, there's little doubt that the two are solid together. And this is a toughie. Oh well. I'm picking Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross. SmackDown Tag Team Championships. New Day defend against The Revival. Have you noticed something odd about the last month? Something not so positive? Yeah, Big E and Xavier Woods have not been shown on SmackDown lately. Last time we saw Xavier, he was getting his leg rearranged by The Revival and Randy Orton, and Big E seemed to follow suit a week later. Are they even in any condition to fight? My guess is no, and that will make Dash and Dawson de facto champs. Sure, they're still technically on Raw, but they'll probably be moved to SmackDown in the next shakeup anyway, so I'm picking The Revival. Raw Women's Championship. The Man, Becky Lynch versus The Boss, Sasha Banks. So, she complains about being on the kickoff show at WrestleMania, loses the women's tag belts there, takes her ball and goes home for a number of months, and now with only 2 matches under her belt since her return, she gets a title match? I'd rather Natalya get another shot, truth be told. Listen, Banks hasn't lost a step in attitude lately, and that's why she's getting a shot, but as long as Becky is the man, until Ric Flair tells the WWE otherwise, she will stop at nothing to hold on to the belt she ripped out of Ronda Rousey's hands. It'll be an interesting match, but my money's on demand. Winner and still champ, Becky Lynch. Pardon again. SmackDown Women's title, Bayley against Charlotte Flair. Talk about a turnaround. Bayley returns to her BFF Banks and then turns heel despite not changing her hugger angle. And now Charlotte seems to have turned face yet again. Well, hell, this is a rematch for Money in the Bank after all, right? And Charlotte's chance to become a 10-time champ, 6 away from her old man's record. The question is, will Banks be in Bayley's corner? And will Lynch be there to counter her? Well, in any case, I think this turn of Bayley's was not a good thing for her. I mean, I'm glad she finally did it. But to do it before facing Charlotte in Charlotte? Timing could have been better. Winner and new champ, Charlotte Flair. Intercontinental title match, Shinsuke Nakamura versus The Miz. And what exactly has Shinsuke done with the title since winning it? Not a heck of a lot. Are the chances of The Miz tying Chris Jericho for a number of reigns and Pedro Morales for longest cumulative time as champ good? Well, yeah. Just one little thing. Sami Zayn. It seems he's become Nakamura's motivational speaker, like Leo Rush once was to Bobby Lashley. And God, I pray he doesn't talk during the entire match. Dude already talks too much as it is. But with Zayn in his corner, Miz is Miz-matched. Winner and still champ, Shinsuke Nakamura. United States Championship, AJ Styles versus Cedric Alexander. The match they bumped King of the Ring finals off the card for because they suddenly remembered that every title had to be on the line. Well, I don't know. I think they could have fit King of the Ring and the Cruiserweight title match in both in the kickoff show. But anyway, Cedric is riding high off multiple wins against Styles in the same night, and I have no doubt he'll get a main title someday. But with those two gorillas of the OC by Styles aside, Gallows and Anderson don't... And the fact that Styles, Gallows, and Anderson don't give a crap about being DQ'd, it doesn't look good for the former Cruiserweight champ. He'll win, but by disqualification, meaning AJ Styles retains. Raw Tag Team titles. Seth Rollins and Braun Strowman defend against Dolph Ziggler and Robert Roode. Like I said, we're going back 4 years to the last time it was Night of Champions. Remember that? When Seth Rollins had both United States and WWE championships, and he had to defend them against John Cena and Sting respectively in the same night? Of course, the big difference here is that Rollins has to defend one title with a partner, and then fight said partner for the other title. Now, one might think Ziggler and Roode don't deserve a title shot, but they did outlast 3 other good teams, solid teams, in that tag team turmoil match. And they seem a very solid team themselves. Much more than Roode and Gable were, anyway. Well, look, I think we all know what's going to happen. Either the Rollins or Strowman will goof and strike the other one will get angry, and it'll cause Roode or Ziggler to get the win. Winners and new champs, Dolph Ziggler and Robert Roode. And with the tag titles out of their reach, Seth Rollins and Braun Strowman can concentrate on each other in the Universal title match. Seth, I love you, man. You've been burning it down for a long time. You slew the King of Kings. You slew the Beast twice. You gave Dean Ambrose a send-off to AEW and New Japan he'll never forget. But damn it, Braun Strowman can't be content with just winning tag team titles. And that's all he's done since breaking up from the Wyatt family. He deserves a title of his own. He deserves to rest on the top of Raw's mountain. He deserves to be a monster champ among men. He's not going to get it, is he? Either the OC gets involved somehow, or Rollins proves he can be a monster slayer as well. It's sad, but winner and still champ, Seth frickin' Rollins. Finally, the WWE Championship. Kofi Kingston versus Randy Orton. First thing, Kofi Kingston is not stupid. He might be a little hot-headed and hot-blooded and doesn't think things through completely, but he knows what Randy is doing. Last time at SummerSlam, Randy harassed Kofi's family at ringside, and it made the Kenyan snap. But what Kofi did at Madison Square Garden, duplicating what he did to Orton years ago, it put Kofi's focus squarely on hanging on to the title it took 11 years to get. And as much as I'd love to see Kofi continue his reign, Dash and Dawson seem to make me think otherwise. I fear they'll make quick work of the New Day and thus have plenty in the tank left to torture Kofi and distract him. All Randy needs is a split second to lay down the RKO, and he wins his first primary title in 2.5 years and his 14th primary WWE title overall. Winner and new champ, Randy Orton. Those are my picks. We'll find out if I'm a champ or a chump. I'm Chris Wolvie, the wrestling blogger who always tells it like it is. See ya.